Spirit 105.3, hi.
Hi, Erica. This is Darla.
Oh, this is so fun. Welcome, Coach Darla Nelson, to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to hear you.
Oh, I am so happy to hear your voice. You are such an encouraging person. You've written a really important book. But if you're cool, I want to start with what it's like to be a Christian life coach. What exactly do you do?
Well, my Christian life coach practice really grew out of Philippians 4, verse 8, which is my favorite verse. So where we train our minds to focus on what is true and praiseworthy and honest and right. And so coaching gives me the chance to talk with people about Jesus and Scripture in really a practical, everyday way. And it's just been an amazing experience.
I think that's so cool. I think about how my son, who is now all grown up, still talks about Coach Christmas, who coached him during high school football. Coaches have a significant impact on our lives when we're young, but why should that stop when we're older, right?
Exactly, right? Because when we're older, we so often hide behind kind of where the title of my book comes from, right? Is that we hide behind the title of I'm fine. And then someone's like, really?
Yes.
So,
yes. The title of your book is so striking to me because I have definitely hidden behind the mask of I'm fine. By the way, I want to share the full name of your book. I'm Fine, really moving from stress and anxiety to peace and calm, what we all want to do. Coach Darla, I want to ask you, what happens when you take off that mask? I'm fine. Everything's cool. Family's great. What happens when we get real about what's going on the inside?
well, when we get real, what happens is we experience a freedom, really, a peace that's only available when we stop pretending.
Yeah.
When we let go of what's weighing us down, what we're hiding behind, that mask that you mentioned, and we turn our focus to Jesus because he offers a calm that the world absolutely cannot give us.
And for somebody who doesn't really get that, it's like, what does that mean? I don't think I could ever break out of this box of stress, this story I've been living for so many years. How would you describe the way Jesus can give you that calm, peaceful feeling?
That makes me think of actually a session I was in yesterday, Erica. This client of mine, we were just discussing some different things that she's experiencing, stress and anxiety. And that verse came to me. I can't even really remember where it's at right now, but the one that says, come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Yes.
And we forget that there's an order to that.
Ooh.
Right? Like we forget that, and I had to learn it the hard way, I promise. And it's actually in the book. I wrote about it because the order is first we need to come with that stress, with that anxiety, and then we experience the rest.
Yes.
Because we just want it to happen, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Wow.
it's just amazing.
You are so right. I can't tell you how many times I have just paused in the middle of whatever's hurting and gone, God, I know you're there. Help me to sense that you're here. And, you open his word, which is another place where you're going to feel peace, especially in the Psalms. Am I right?
Exactly. Actually, I'm looking forward to doing a study of the Psalms in September. I'm working on starting that. So that'll be eye-opening for sure.
Oh, that's going to be great. Coach Darla, what do you think makes us want to hide our struggles from other people? What do you think that is?
Well, we live in a society really that we have these expectations put on us. And so we compare ourselves, right? Social media, we compare ourselves with other people. And so we hide behind that mask because we're trying to keep up with the next person, the Joneses, if you may.
Yeah.
And so that mask we think is protecting us. That's what we think. But what we don't realize is that letting it go actually is where the freedom comes.
Yes.
And when we're vulnerable, and I've seen that in so many people that I've had the honor to work with, that they come to me and they come for a specific reason, they think. And then they realize, wow, okay, so by letting that mask off, ripping it off,
Yeah.
then that's when they start to experience more peace and calm in their life.
Oh, that's just incredible. Let's say you're in a coaching session and you have one thing that you would want to get across to that person who you're coaching, who's willing to say, yeah, I want more peace and less stress in my life. I want to pull the I'm fine mask off. What would you say?
What comes up for me on that is that one of my favorite sayings is what we focus on expands.
Yes.
And so if we're focused on anxiety, what do we get? We get more of it.
Ooh.
Bam.
You're right.
Yes, and yet if we focus on gratitude, which is a huge thing, if we focus on gratitude every single day, I was just having a conversation with someone about this yesterday. You know, there's going to be days when even finding gratitude for some people is a challenge. I mean, it could be like, I'm thankful that my husband picked up his socks today, right?
Yep.
And yet when we flip this, I like to say flip the switch. When we flip the switch of our thoughts and we start to focus on gratitude every day, that's what we'll get more of.
Wow. I'm curious how you got to this place. I know you share your story in the book. Maybe you could share a little Cliff Notes version. I know you don't have it all together. None of us do. But how did you get here, Coach Darla, to being this calm, peaceful person?
From my own personal experiences, really. I mean, a big part of the book, I talk about some experiences of grief. I talk about experience of financial challenges, health challenges. And it was really Philippians 4, verse 8, like I mentioned, my favorite verse. That really comes from a place of grief and loss. And I can't remember what chapter that's in, but I talk a lot about losing my father. Oh. And when I lost him in 2013, I was in a negative space. And yet my father was the one that kept referring me back to Philippians 4, verse 8. And he would remind me, what do we focus on? And I knew that he wanted me to focus on whatsoever things are pure and honest and right, and not stay stuck, per se, in sadness.
That is absolutely beautiful. And that leads me to my next question. You say it can be very easy to stay stuck in a story. You wind up complaining all the time, right? And who wants to, like sometimes I'm like, Erica, do you hear yourself? You are complaining on the inside, but you say change is hard, but worth it. How do you take that first step into the pool of change? What does that look like?
Well, for one, I think it's important for people to remember that this isn't something that just, bam, happens overnight, right? It's like a day by day, showing yourself grace, loving yourself even as God loves you. And so it could start as simply as just one thing every day. So, if I met with someone or even they read my book and I said, you got to do this, this, and this, and they'd be going, oh my gosh, that's overwhelming. Instead, I would say, let's just focus on one thing. Yeah. What can we do that's one thing today? And maybe that one thing is, for some people, it's exercise. Maybe for some people, it's getting up maybe 20 minutes earlier and just sitting in the living room by themselves before the kids wake up. Just one thing that leads to more things, because that's when we start. It's like self-care, right? Self-care is not selfish. When we allow ourselves those little steps, then it can lead to eventually knowing more peace and calm.
Oh, I'm a big fan of baby steps. I'm also, Coach Darla, an overthinker. You say that can lead to paralysis by analysis. I actually saw a hoodie, and on the sleeve, it said, stop overthinking. And I'm like, oh, that's for me. How do you break out of that box of overthinking?
Well, that goes back to what I said earlier about what we focus on expands, too, because we can all go down that rabbit hole. We all have. I mean, I talk about this, too, in my book, that I would wake up, and I still do this. I don't got this all figured out. Wake up in the middle of the night trying to figure out everything, right? And all that does is make us spiral.
Yep.
And so for me, what helps me is if I wake up, I just did this a couple weeks ago. My daughter's getting married in October, and I woke up the other night at, 3 a.m, like, oh, that's right, I got to do this, and that.
Yep.
And so what I do, I literally reach over, I either write it down on a piece of paper, or I'll grab my phone if it's on my nightstand, and I'll go and I'll email myself really fast, like, write down the things I need to do, because when you release it from your mind in the middle of the night and put it down on paper, or at least write it somewhere, it literally helps you to just let it go. And then you can go to sleep.
It's like an act of faith in a strange way.
Yes.
I'm going to get to this. Coach Darla, you received a text recently from someone who was really touched by your book, who said they fell asleep with your book on their chest and they were desperate for your words. What does that mean to you when you hear something like that?
I'm getting teary just because you said that.
Aww.
I have had the opportunity, Erica, of reading I'm seriously getting teary. Like, I have been reading the most amazing responses to my book. And that lady that was crying, I mean, I've had other people mention the same thing, crying in the first few pages because they realize that they're hiding behind "I'm fine." And what it does is it gives people permission to be honest.
Yeah.
And that honesty is what opens the door for the healing of God.
Wow.
And my prayer all along, Erica, even as I wrote this book, was that this isn't about me. Yes, I'm the author, and God gets the glory. This is God's work. It's not mine. It's Him using me, of course.
Wow. I really, really, really like talking with you. I got to ask you about your daughter. You're welcome. How excited are you to be mother of the bride? That's so huge.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. October 26th is our daughter's wedding. Our sons are both married, and so this is the first and only daughter.
Oh.
And what's crazy is that one of my sons, his wife is expecting a baby, and it's due the same day.
Oh.
Fortunately or unfortunately for the mom of the baby, my daughter-in-law, they have to have a cesarean. So our little granddaughter is already scheduled.
Wow.
And she's coming 6 days prior to the wedding. So it's going to be a fun month, I'll tell you.
I mean, your heart just must be bursting with gratitude right now.
Oh, it's amazing. And I get to go babysit the older brother. So 6 days before my daughter's wedding, I'm going to go babysit my 4-year-old grandson, and then I'll make sure I'm home in time for the rehearsal dinner.
Coach Darla Nelson, you are a joy. I hope you'll come back. Author of the book, I'm Fine. Really? Moving from stress and anxiety to peace and calm, and also a Christian life coach. Thank you so much for your valuable time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.